In these days of Hollywood radio programs with picture people invading the ranks of broadcasters, it's good to remember that radio has developed some of the screen's finest players, like Bing Crosby, for instance, who will be dropping into your loudspeaker in about half an hour. Tonight, I want you Maxwell House radio listeners to meet a young lady who is one of the promising young players on the Metro lot, and she came to us from radio. You've heard her on the March of Time and other big shows from New York. And although she's only been in pictures about 6 months, she has already appeared in London by Night, My Dear Miss Aldrich, and Man-Proof. Now, I'm going to play opposite her this evening in a drama especially adapted for this program by Shepard Traub from a story of O. Henry's called Transience in Arcadia. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Rita Johnson.
The scene, the Blue Room of a fashionable resort hotel on Long Island Sound. Time, a hot summer evening. An earnest young man, played by Robert Taylor, is talking with a waiter who hovers solicitously over his table.
I'm expecting Miss Beaumont to join me shortly, George. In the meantime, you might order 2 dry martinis.
Very good, monsieur.
And, George, I've appreciated how attentive you've been all week, but tonight I should like this to be a particularly perfect dinner. You see, Miss Beaumont will be leaving the hotel on the early train tomorrow morning, and, well, tonight is...
I understand, Mr. Farrington. You can rely on me, monsieur.
I'm sure of it, George. You better get those martinis. That's Miss Beaumont coming in now.
Yes, Mr. Farrington.
Hello, Lucy.
Oh, Harold, I'm terribly sorry I kept you waiting, but that swim this afternoon left my hair a mess.
Didn't look that way to me.
Oh, you're not going to be angry, are you?
I was going to be, but I think I'll change my mind.
Oh, bless you.
You're ravishing this evening. That gown...
Oh, it's so sweet of you to notice every little thing, but it's almost embarrassing.
Forgive me, I'll pretend not to notice, although I really can't help it. See, you'll be going away tomorrow morning, and I'd like to remember everything about you tonight.
It's been a lovely week, hasn't it?
Yes, perfect. I never suspected when I decided to run down here that I was going to find anything like this.
What did you expect?
Oh, the usual sort of thing. Tennis in the morning, ladies running all over the place in one-piece bathing suits or bad-fitting short pants and high French heels. Diet lunches, more ladies running around in the afternoon in more one-piece bathing suits. And then evenings full of bad dancing, bad liquor, and very little moon.
Well, if you expected that, you had the courage of a hero to step into this place.
Well, I was bored, so I didn't expect much. But instead, I met you. This week's turned out to be the most delightful, the shortest 7 days of my life.
It's sweet to say that. For my part, I've loved every minute of it. Even the dog show was fun, wasn't it?
Martinis, monsieur.
Thank you, George. Do you want to order dinner now, Lucy?
No, a little later.
Oh, that'll be all for present, George.
Very good, monsieur.
You know, I think George approves of us.
I'm sure of it. I've been giving him enormous tips. See if that's dry enough, will you?
Mm-hmm. Exactly right.
Lucy, do you have to sail tomorrow?
Yes, I'm afraid there's no avoiding it. My aunt's waiting for me in Paris. Taking a house at Deauville, and she'd be quite lost without me.
You couldn't postpone the trip?
No, I couldn't. Oh, no, I couldn't, Harold. She's expecting me on the Normandy. I came on a later boat. It would upset all the plans.
No, it doesn't seem fair, Lucy.
Why not?
Well, no sooner do I find you than you proceed to vanish out of my life. This sort of thing doesn't happen twice to a fella. Meeting someone like you, I mean.
Well, you're leaving yourself tomorrow, aren't you?
Yes, on the afternoon train. I've got to go up to New York to see my lawyers on a little business. Seems my investments haven't been producing quite enough, and they want to talk about it.
You don't do anything, do you, Harold?
I don't understand.
I mean, you don't work at any kind of a job, do you? You just have a good time.
Well, I try my best.
Well, I'm sure this is going to sound like a dreadful old bromide, but I've always thought it was good for a man to have an interest in something.
But I do.
Do you?
Yes, this very minute. It's you.
You're being obvious, Mr. Farrington. Shame on you.
Happens to be the truth. How about that music we're wasting? Shall we dance?
Yes, I'd love to.
You don't mind if I hum, do you? I always hum when I dance.
Not at all.
What do you do when you dance?
Well, for a long time I used to do tapping while dancing, but then I gave that up and decided just to dance.
Yeah, well, I don't mind saying you've done right well by yourself. As the boys in the back room would say, you're a rug cutter, a jitterbug. Lucy, you know what?
No, I don't know what.
I'm never going to dance with anyone but you. I mean that, Lucy. All my life I've been waiting to say that. I know now that it is you.
Don't, Harold.
True, if only you
Please.
would... All right.
Martinis, monsieur.
Oh, well, say, that was quick.
I thought you might wanted them, monsieur. I'd already placed the order.
George, you're a perfect waiter.
Thank you, monsieur.
What's the matter, Lucy?
Nothing.
Well, you're being pretty glum. How about joining me in a toast
What's it to be?
to your aunt in Paris, and till we meet again?
To my aunt in Paris. Until we meet again.
Bottoms up. Lucy, what's the matter?
I'm sorry. I can't drink to that.
You're pale, dear. What is it?
Harold, I can't go on deceiving you any longer. I'm a fake. You might as well know it. You think I'm a lady, rich and accustomed to luxury. Well, it's not true. I have a job selling ties in the men's haberdashery section in Bloom-Garten's department store. Tomorrow morning I'm going back to it because my vacation's over. I say for a whole year just to come to a place like this and pretend to be a lady for a week. Now I've done it. It's been wonderful. I'll never forget it. That's all.
Well, I'm glad you finally spilled it.
I suppose you're furious at me. You hate me for trying to fool you.
No, not at all. I've known it all along.
But you knew.
Yes, it's very simple. You see, I bought some ties in Bloom Gardens last week, and I saw you behind the counter. I never forget a face. I recognized you the minute I met you.
So
here.
why didn't you...
Because I'm in love with you. And now I know that you care for me enough to tell me the truth about yourself.
Oh, Harold, darling.
Would you love me if you knew that I'd been posing at being a gentleman, if my life this week had been as big a fake as your own?
I'd love you if you were selling brushes house to house.
No, I don't do that. My line is vacuum cleaners.
What? What?
Yes, Lucy. The good weeks I make $30. All I've got is ambition and my love for you. My real name is Jim McDermott. What's yours?
It's Jenny Burns.
Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, Jim.
George, 2 more martinis.
Jim, dear.
Yes.
Let's make it 2 beers.
Rita, you were terrific.
Well, that's a big word, Bob, but thank you.
Thank you. And now it's time for us all to sit back for a few moments and relax. So let's all go into the old Maxwell house.
For a steaming, fragrant cup of Maxwell House coffee. Meredith, let's have the music to go with the coffee. Folks, we're on our way. We now pause briefly for station identification.
KFI, Los Angeles.